Right now, at this very moment, there is a voice inside your head. It's commenting on your life, judging your decisions, replaying your mistakes, predicting your future. Sometimes it motivates you, but sometimes it limits you. It tells you you're not ready, you're not good enough, you'll probably fail, don't try, and most of the time, you believe it. But what if I told you something powerful? That voice is not you, and the moment you learn to control it, everything changes. Welcome to Mindset Bloom, where we build stronger minds, calmer emotions, and intentional lives. Today's message is simple but life-changing. Master your mind before it masters you. Because if you don't control your thoughts will control your future. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to take that control back. Your mind is not always telling the truth. Let's start with something most people never question. We assume our thoughts are facts. If your mind says, "I'm not smart enough," you accept it. If your mind says, "They don't like me," you feel rejected. If your mind says, "This is going to go wrong," you start preparing for disaster. But here's the truth. Your mind is not a truth detector. It's a pattern detector. It scans your past experiences, your fears, your insecurities, your memories, and it creates stories. Sometimes helpful, sometimes protective, often exaggerated. Think about this. How many times have you imagined the worst-case scenario, and it never happened? How many times did your mind convince you that you would embarrass yourself, but you actually did fine? Your mind predicts based on survival, not success. Its main job is not to make you confident, it's to keep you safe. And safety often sounds like, stay small, don't take risks, avoid attention, don't speak up. But growth doesn't live in safety. Growth lives in awareness. And awareness begins when you realize you are not your thoughts. You are the one observing them. There is a difference between "I failed" and "I am a failure." One is an event. The other is an identity. Your uncontrolled mind turns events into identities. And once something becomes your identity, it shapes your behavior. So the first step in controlling your mind is understanding this. Just because you think it doesn't mean it's true. An uncontrolled mind is powerful, but not in a good way. Imagine giving a microphone to your worst critic and letting them speak all day inside your head. That's what happens when you don't filter your thoughts. Small mistakes feel like disasters. A single rejection feels like proof you'll never succeed. One awkward moment becomes something you replay for years. An uncontrolled mind magnifies negativity. It zooms in on what went wrong, what you lack, what could fail, and what others might think. And slowly, your reality becomes shaped by those thoughts, because your brain starts looking for evidence to confirm what it already believes. If you believe, "I'm unlucky," you'll notice every inconvenience. If you believe, "I'm not attractive," you'll notice every glance that feels off. If you believe, "I'm bad at public speaking," you'll focus on every tiny mistake and ignore everything you did well. Your dominant thoughts create your dominant experiences. And here's the dangerous part. Most people don't even realize their thoughts are shaping their life. They think life is happening to them, but often their mindset is quietly designing their outcomes. An uncontrolled mind leads to emotional impulsiveness, overthinking, anxiety, fear-based decisions, and missed opportunities. It convinces you to quit before you try. It convinces you that comfort is better than courage. It convinces you that playing small is safer than playing bold. But the truth is, an uncontrolled mind doesn't protect you, it limits you. Awareness is the first level of control. You cannot control what you cannot see. Most people live inside their thoughts without ever stepping outside of them. They feel stress, they feel anger, they feel insecurity, but they never pause and ask, What am I thinking right now? Awareness changes everything. Instead of saying, I'm anxious, you say, I'm noticing anxious thoughts. Instead of saying, I'm terrible at this, you say, I'm having the thought that I'm terrible at this. That subtle shift creates space, and in that space, you regain power. Because when you see a thought clearly, you can question it. Is this 100% true? What evidence do I actually have? Is this based on facts or fear? Is this thought helping me grow or keeping me stuck? Awareness is like turning on the lights in a dark room. Suddenly, what seemed terrifying looks manageable. This doesn't mean negative thoughts disappear. It means you stop automatically believing them, and that is control. You don't have to fight every thought. Here's where most people struggle. They think controlling their mind means forcing positive thoughts. So they try to fight negativity. They argue with themselves. They suppress emotions. They say, I shouldn't think this. I need to stop feeling this. Why am I like this? But fighting your thoughts often strengthens them. It's like trying to silence an echo by shouting at it. The more you resist, the louder it feels. Instead of fighting every thought, learn to observe without attachment. Imagine your thoughts as clouds. Some are light, some are dark, some are heavy with emotion, but you are the sky. The sky doesn't fight clouds, it allows them to pass. When a negative thought appears, try this. Acknowledge it, label it, let it move. For example, there's fear, there's doubt, there's comparison. Notice how that feels different from saying, I am afraid, I am doubtful, I am insecure. You are not the cloud, you are the sky, and clouds always move. This is not weakness, this is mastery. Replace reaction with intention. Control isn't about silence, it's about choice. Most people react instantly. Someone criticizes them, they explode. Something goes wrong, they panic. Plans change, they feel overwhelmed. But between stimulus and response, there is a space. And inside that space is your power. When you feel triggered, pause, breathe. Ask yourself, what response aligns with the person I want to become? Not the emotional reaction, the intentional response. Maybe that means staying calm. Maybe it means walking away. Maybe it means speaking firmly instead of angrily. This pause is what separates maturity from impulsiveness. It's what separates growth from regret. And every time you choose intention over reaction, you strengthen mental control like a muscle. Daily habits that strengthen mental control. Mental control isn't built in one breakthrough moment. It's built in daily practice. Here are 3 habits that change everything. Morning mental intention. Before you check your phone, before you absorb the world's noise, ask, what kind of thinker do I want to be today? Calm, focused, confident? Set the tone before the world sets it for you. 2. The 5-second pause rule. When emotion rises, count to 5. That 5 seconds interrupts autopilot. It reminds you, I have a choice. 3. Night reflection. Before bed, ask, what thoughts controlled me today? And where did I choose better? No judgment, just awareness. Growth follows awareness. Your mind is powerful, but it was never meant to control you without direction. You are not your fears. You are not your doubts. You are not your intrusive thoughts. You are the observer, the decision maker, the one with authority. And the moment you realize you don't have to believe every thought, you stop being controlled and you start being intentional. Master your mind, or it will master you. The choice has always been yours.